Good morning, folks. Just wanted to do some daily focus this morning. Time for some daily focus. And I'm going to continue to talk about what I've been talking about. And the reason why is because it doesn't do us any good if we're trying to see some change to talk about something or to get something one time. A planter doesn't sow a seed into the ground and expect a harvest the next day. No, it takes you planting the seed, it takes you watering that seed, it takes that seed receiving some sunlight and getting everything that it needs to be cultivated so that it can grow. So with that being said, I'm just going to continue to empower us and encourage us about what it means to being an overcomer. So I hope you guys are blessed by it. So this morning I want to talk about I want to talk about something I said last week. Last week I had shared about those 4 things of the overcomer's attitude and what that means to us. I said that, you get the bad news, you get knocked down. The goal is to get back up, to brush yourself off, and to move forward. I want to focus specifically on moving forward. But the great thing about me sharing that last week is I was reading in Joshua, the book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 1 through 13. And that very principle, God actually shares it in the word. He says, or showed me, that the children of Israel, Joshua and the children of Israel were fighting these battles and they were winning. And then all of a sudden, sin got into the camp. They did something against what God said, and sin came into the camp. And as a result, they started to lose ground a little bit. And Joshua was crushed about it. He got that news and was hurt. And so he's wallowing and sackcloth and ashes and feeling bad. And God says to him, get up off the ground, sanctify yourself, and move forward. And the principle is there, so that means it must be true. You fall, you get knocked down. That's mosquitoes. You get knocked down, you get yourself up, brush yourself off, and move forward. Bishop Jake said this in his message this past Sunday. He said, survival necessitates you moving forward. So that's one of the reasons why it's very important for us to move forward, is because our survival depends on it. So although you may have gotten knocked down, although that you may have gotten hit and you got that bad news, it doesn't mean for you to stop. Your survival depends on it. He was also talking about history versus destiny. Whichever one you feed the most, you starve the other. So if something happens to me, if someone does something to me that's hurtful, and I dwell and I focus on the pain, then I'm living in the past and I'm putting all of my energy in the past and not focusing on my destiny, which is my future. So if I feed one, then I'm starving the other. But if I feed my destiny, then I'm starving my history. Don't forget about your history, but just don't live in it. We're about moving forward. There's nothing I can do about what has happened, but there's a lot that I can do about what I'm going to do and what is going to happen. So that's our word for today. You guys continue to check out these videos. My goal is to empower us and encourage us and grow at the same time. And so be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow, and have an overcomer's attitude.